vicious, soft, yearning boys. Oh my god, I just flipped to a random page and I saw the word nipple. Hello, darlings. Welcome to what is going to be a cramming vlog because this is the final vlog that you'll see in October, I believe. It is currently October 16th. We're halfway through the month and I'm already so far behind on my October TBR. For October, I actually have quite a few short books. I have these two in my hands physically, and then I have a couple arcs that I also want to read that are like, we'll say like under 500 pages. At this point, I've gaslit myself into thinking that anything under 500 pages is a short book. We have In the Veins of Drowning by Kaylee Cassidy. This is our Who Did This To You book club pick for October and November, and I'm so excited to read it. I've heard rave reviews. And then I also have Cash by Jessica Peterson. The two arcs that we have, I'm very excited for as well. We have Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. This is the same author that wrote Don't Let the Forest In, which I gave 5 stars. The Everlasting. And this is by one of my favorite authors, Alex Harrow. Let's try a chapter and see what our first book is officially going to be. I wanted to give some first impressions. I'm on chapter 4. We are 9% into Hazelthorn. I love C.G. Drew's writing. I always want to say C.J. and it's probably going to come out at some point in this vlog. I just know it is because like that's what my brain defaults to. C.G. Drew's. I love their writing so much. Like if you enjoy a writing style that has so much descriptive figurative language, a ton of imagery, and it's so horrific and like creepy right from the very beginning. This book is about our main character, Evander, his relationship with his hate to love person called Lori. His name is Lawrence. They are 2 orphan boys that live at the manor called Hazelthorn, and they've had a really tragic past. There was a horrific incident that happened where Evander was almost killed in the garden. He talks about getting buried alive, feeling shovels full of dirt falling on him, getting poisoned by berries, but then also there's a lot of like body horror. It hasn't been too graphic. Well, actually, it's been quite graphic from the very beginning. And so we catch up with Evander. It seems like years later. He's had to undergo treatments. He's had to undergo surgeries, like all of these crazy things. And he still has like, he's not fully recovered and he has like more stuff that he like needs to do. Mr. Lennox Hall is his official guardian, but then there's also a butler at the estate called Carrington who seems very apathetic to like anything that's going on. They take care of him, but they keep him locked in his room. So all day and all night,
everything he sees is just blue, like him, inside and outside.
All day and all night, everything he sees is just his room. They're telling him that he isn't allowed to like wander the manor. He's not ever allowed to go in the garden ever again after what happened to him. And he's just so lonely. Give this boy a friend. Let him walk around what's going on. Loving it so far. I knew that once I actually sat down and read a little portion of this book, I would be gripped by it. We're officially a third of the way through Hazelthorn. I wanted to do a little bit of a check-in at the 30% mark. We have a bit of a murder mystery going on, which isn't surprising because there was also sort of a murder mystery happening in Don't Let the Forest In. So I still wouldn't call it a thriller. It definitely lends itself more to horror because it is just dripping in literary devices. C.G. Drews really likes to personify nature in the 2 books that I've read from them, but also like the house sort of feels alive as well. The darkness, the shadows feel alive, and everything is just so descriptive. I just deleted a freaking highlight by accident. I'm just gonna give a couple examples. The darkness beyond it so thick he could dip his hand in and feel his nightmares ooze between his fingers. Also, there's yearning, which you know I'm a massive fan of. Laurie's smoldering sin when he tilts his head back in a way that begs to be kissed. Literally, shut up right now. I feel like C.G. Drews likes to play with sexuality because we don't know Evander's never kissed anyone before, and he says that he has thought of kissing girls, but when he looks at Laurie, he can't help but think about kissing him. He really needs to pull apart the wicker cage of his ribs and see if he can find the reason he's so obsessed with that boy hidden amidst the rot. Like I said, we're 32% of the way through. I'm gonna set a goal so I can hold myself accountable. I'm gonna say at least 50%, but ideally 60%. We have finished Hazelthorn, and it was 5 stars. I was really hoping, because I also gave Don't Let the Forest in 5 stars, I was hoping it would be 5 stars, but then I was like, I don't want to attach this expectation to it, just in case. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but oh my gosh. Everything about it, the characters, the writing style, the plot, the mysteries. I loved everything about that book. They're both YA horror, but I feel like the horror in this book was turned up to 5 out of 5, whereas Don't Let the Forest In, I would probably say it fell more around a 3 on the scary scale. This one was dripping in body horror. If you don't like body horror, do not read this book because it is in every single chapter. It's on most pages. Just the way that things are described, it is brutal and vicious and bloody and gory. And perfect in every way. What am I turning into, a mob boss? But truly, it was so freaking good. They're delicate and fragile, but they have so many emotions that they're just sharp with their emotions, and they don't get along with everybody, but the one person that they have a connection to, it's that is their person, and I loved it so much. So I'm gonna let myself settle because I just feel so attached and in love with that book. I'm going to chill out before I pick up something else to read. We started this vlog with 4 books on our priority, and we are now down to 3, which might not seem like a big deal, but that's 25%, my friends. And we have our next 3 options. Today's Sunday. Hopefully, I will include a little overlay of the sparse footage I got from the Arizona State Fair we went to last night, but it was so much fun. We literally had such an amazing time. The food was incredible. We went on the Ferris wheel. We played some games. We walked around. I wish that I tracked my steps yesterday because we probably got a good amount of steps. So we have Cash by Jessica Peterson. I'm kind of leaning towards this one, but I want to do another try a chapter to find out. We have In the Veins of Drowning, and we have our other arc, which is The Everlasting. Hello, good morning. We just got back from bar and I have some reading updates. I just grabbed this book, Cash, because I needed to see what page I stopped at. We read more in this book than the others. I read to page 72 in that one. I'm also going to be getting my breakfast ready while we talk, so sorry for the chaos. I forgot until this moment that Ross got me stuff to make miso pho yesterday when he went grocery shopping. He got me tofu and miso paste. I'm so excited for lunch today. I read one chapter of In the Veins of Drowning, and I think that one has gripped me a little bit more, and I think that's the next book we're going to focus on. But the reason I read to page 72 in Cash is because I can tell that it's going to be a fun romance, but I don't love the writing style. And I feel like introductions for contemporary romances are the part that tends to stumble the most for me. Like, it's usually, it could get a lot better from the beginning. This book, Cash, we have Molly Luck, who is like a spoiled rich girl. Her dad owns this massive, like absolutely massive ranch in West Texas. Her parents got divorced. She hasn't been in touch with her dad in a really long time, and he passes away very suddenly and leaves her as the sole inheritor of the ranch, all of his money, whatever. But the stipulation is that she has to live at the ranch for 1 whole year, and she hasn't been there since she was 6 years old. So for 20 years, she has not stepped foot on this ranch. And there's this grumpy, they call him the ranch foreman. He basically runs all of operations at the ranch. He's pissed that the spoiled brat inherited everything because he was really close to her dad. It has a writing style where we are told everything and not shown anything. She's supposed to be like our likable character, and I like hate her. Cash is my likable character in this. Maybe we're not supposed to like her, I don't know. They had a really good meeting at the reading of his will, and then they completely separated, and we got like all of this exposition that we were told and not shown. I might give it to like page 150 before I decide if I want a DNF, but now I'm going to make my breakfast as fast as possible. Last night I did prep some bread because I decided I wanted fresh bread for this week. So we're going to bake some bread today. Oh, I can't wait for how it's gonna make the house smell. Her in a little bit too long. I mean, she's not burnt, but she's a little more than golden, I guess we'll say. We have read quite a bit more. We're on page 186 of Cash, and I am very happily changing my tune. I'm happy to see them actually interacting. I feel like this introduction just really was not it. I feel like the introduction could have used some work. I also feel like everything that was explained to us, told to us about these characters in the first 50 to 70 pages, we revisit and get like, not like retold, we get to be shown it or like more organically told about it because it's our two characters, Cash and Molly, interacting with each other, and they're filling each other in on all of the childhood stuff, all of the feelings about like Molly's dad and her relationship with him and like all of these things. And that helps to change Cash's like perception of her and blah, blah, blah. But I just wish that Jessica Peterson didn't feel the need to explain it to us twice. Cash thought that she was hot the moment he saw her, and he was being mean to her for like 2 scenes, and then he was like, she gives me a boner, so what am I doing? This is kind of a long book. It's 420 pages, so I was expecting that to last a little bit longer. Hello, happy Tuesday. What have we done so far today? We had streamed this morning. We propagated one of our plants. I forget if that one is a pothos or a philodendron. I can't remember, but I've been meaning to propagate it because it hangs over my coffee station and some of her lovely leaves have just gotten very, very long. So I'm hoping after a couple months, I will be able to have 2 new beautiful plants, whether they're pothos or philodendron. I'm sorry, no offense to that plant. I feel bad that I don't know its actual name. In addition to being planty queens, I have not read any more of Cash since yesterday. However, I have a car appointment to get my tires refilled. When the weather shifted to be a little bit cooler, all of my tires said that they had low tire pressure. And I can't go refill them myself. I have to take it to the dealership because nowhere has nitrogen to be able to refill tires. It's really dumb. Don't ask me about it. I will get upset. So I have to go sit at the dealership for who knows how long. My appointment's in about 30 minutes, so I'm going to head out now. And we are going to bring this book with us to read more. Oh my god, I just flipped to a random page and I saw the word nipple. The other thing I was working on today, I put together my to-do list, which I think you saw a little clip of, and I'm currently working on a big update for the Roll for Reads TBR game. Basically in January, I'm gonna do like a big new rollout with a bunch of new reading prompts, a couple new things for people to do. I feel like the kickoff of a new year, it's fun to start with like a whole new TBR game. Not whole new TBR game, but like a ton of really fun additions. And I just wanted to make sure I had enough content for this TBR game to be used throughout the entire year. There will probably be more additions to it in the future, but I just wanted to make sure that throughout 2026, my intention is to continue playing this game because I love it so much. And I just wanted to make sure there was a lot of variety and prompts and things like that if I wanted to hit level 20 with my current character and then continue on with a different character. I just wanted to make sure there was enough to be able to do all of that fun stuff. And so I'm in the middle of writing 40 more reading prompts. I did 10 today, which is kind of my goal, to do about 10 a week, and then I have to move on to some other parts of this update project as well. So it felt good to get started. It's something that I've been planning out and organizing my timeline of when I need to get things done by, setting deadlines, all of that stuff, and I'm trying to break this project up into more bite-sized pieces. I tend to have trouble doing that. I just get so excited on a project and I want to do all of it right away, and then I really burn out on it, and that is something I've recognized about myself, and we're making improvements to be better. .5 stars. Not the best update. I liked them together. I liked the romance in this. I didn't love the plot. I liked it more in the beginning, but it really fizzled out for me at the end. Also, as a epilogue unenthusiast, I don't hate an epilogue, I just hate reading them, and they don't usually do anything for me. This has like a 50-page epilogue. It's so long, and you know that like they have a happily ever after and she's pregnant in the epilogue. I don't even need to read it to know that. I liked how Jessica Peterson did the dialogue for Cash in this. He read to me very much like a Texas cowboy, authentic to his character. I just didn't love our FMC. I didn't love Molly the entire time. She got better for me throughout, and this was pretty surface level. Like, they are dealing with grief, but it just feels like those feelings were super surface level. It didn't read to me with a lot of depth. We're going to be switching back to In the Veins of Drowning, which I'm very excited to switch back to this. As I was finishing reading Cash, I just kept looking more and more forward to getting back to this one. So I don't know why I read Cash, but it was on the TBR. We got points for it for our TBR game. I have to update my bullet journal. besties, happy Thursday. I wish that I had a reading update for you, but yesterday I read 2 chapters of In the Veins of Drowning and I read 2 chapters of The Everlasting, but 2 chapters is not enough to give a reading update, so I'm sorry about that. I am planning on reading more today. Fingers crossed, hopefully, but I do also have to catch up on a bunch of Critical Role because I missed last week's episode and it's already Thursday and there's going to be another episode, so we have a jam-packed day. This morning, we went to Target. I maybe have like one clip of me from Target. We had to get just a bunch of different stuff. I ended up getting the incorrect espresso beans to try to make my first espresso on my new Breville. I have the correct beans that I ordered coming in on tomorrow or Saturday, one of the two. I was just impatient and I went and I bought the wrong beans and then I made a really gross espresso today. But I'm doing a little series on my Instagram where it's the espresso or depresso series where we're learning how to use my Breville Bambino and hopefully becoming good little baristas. I wanted to move away from my Nespresso, not because I don't like it. I do really love my Nespresso, but the pods were so expensive and I just couldn't do it anymore. Not to say that a Breville machine isn't also expensive. However, you get to like buy beans and over time, like it's just less expensive. I do also usually drink like 2 coffees a day. So that Nespresso bill was really adding up. But anyways, we went to Target, got the wrong thing. I also got little pumpkin donut holes. And then I got a couple of hair things because with my shorter hair, I actually would like to cut it a bit shorter. I'm thinking about going shoulder length. I wanted to do a slow transition to shorter hair. And so, yeah, if you see my hair being shorter within the next couple weeks, we're going to do another chop, I think. But I wanted to get some cute, like little hair things, especially for Pilates because I don't know cute hairstyles for shorter hair for Pilates because you have to lay on the back of your head and then also stand up and do things. And it's the most inconvenient hair activity because you can't use a claw clip. I've tried it. I've hurt my head multiple times. I've tried a flat claw clip. So anyways, little Target haul. I got these little clippies that I thought were cute. I got some bigger little clippies that I thought were cute. Some silk scrunchies. I do have silk scrunchies, but I just wanted like smaller ones. And then I've been seeing this on mostly TikTok for girls who have shorter hair that are styling their hair. I was influenced, but also this was $24, which is super affordable. So like, whatever, we're going to try it. It's just like it's a styling tool. It's not a blow dryer. So yeah, we'll see how well this works out. We honestly need to get reading. What I have read of The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow, I can tell you already, I'm obsessed with it. It's about a lady knight. Do I need to even say anything else? Probably not, if you know me. The Second Death of Locke and The Night and the Moth have really changed me. Like I was already very much into medieval knightcore, and then these books have just blown it out of proportion. It's my favorite fantasy aesthetic like ever. And now that these new books are coming out that are all knightcore, especially when the FMC is the knight, obsessed, period, the end. Hello Pookies. This is going to be the final update for this cramming vlog because this weekend I'm going into a 24-hour readathon with my Patreons. We're doing it for Halloween. It's called Haunting Our TBRs and I'm so excited. And I feel like a 24-hour readathon could heal me. So I wanted to give a final update on In the Veins of Drowning because last night I made it to page 108, chapter 10. I love the romance setup in this book. I feel like the back of it doesn't necessarily do it justice. It says, when a neighboring king comes to visit, Imogen can no longer hide. He knows precisely what she is, and he believes she can save their kingdoms from an even greater monster, but Imogen's power threatens to violently reveal itself, and the two form a blood bond that protects them both. They flee together, traversing waters, teeming with the undead, and as the lines between duty to their people and desire for each other begin to blur, Imogen worries her ancestral powers may not be enough to kill what hunts her. I feel like, does that summarize it? Yes, but I won't give any further detail because, like, Oh my God, these two are so good. I have been fairly hit or miss with my romantasy reads lately, and I feel like that's why I am switching between a lot more genres than what I used to. I used to be such a romantasy main, and now I do like to switch it up and just be reading a lot of different things, because for a while romantasy was either starting to feel repetitive, or it would just be like mid book after mid book after mid book, and I was like, okay, I just need to switch things up a little bit. This feels like it could potentially be a 5-star. I'm like hesitant to say that. I want to say maybe a high 4-star to a 5-star, but the romance setup has me so gagged. The king, we don't know too much about him, the neighboring king. His name is Theodore. I have really, really high hopes for him right now, 108 pages in, because he, number one, isn't falling for her immediately right away. And maybe that's good because, like with Cash, they both fell for each other so quickly that this is like, I really can't tell whether or not he's good or bad. He's making himself seem much more good and trustworthy and like noble than I think what he actually is. I think that he is a little bit more self-serving, and some of those things have come to the surface so far. And I'm very, at first with Imogen, I was kind of like, she's giving damsel in distress, but when her powers emerge and you get to see what these creatures are, basically Kaylee Cassidy's take on sirens. If you've made it this far, leave a little stack of cash in the comments down below. Even though that was kind of like a mid-book for us, that will let me know that you are here. I will catch you in the comments, and I will see you in my next one very soon. Toodles.